Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, he's doxing himself. Tom Kendry up there with the dog.
Is the overlay, the chat overlay working before I get going and somebody tells me it's not?
Yeah, I see my message where I wrote anime,
right,
so
cool.
that's in there.
It's too small over there for me to tell.
Yeah, it's working, bro. There's also the message where I told LFQ that I was going to make sure that we don't take over Greenland while he's asleep.
Nice. Music's going to cut out for a second. I'm just getting my overlay up here.
Anime says hello, Tony.
Yo, yo, what's up, dude?
What's IMY? Oh, I miss you. So you're like, in my youth. I was like, go on, finish the statement. In my youth, what?
All right. I'm just going to get it going. You can talk.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so we're looking at Luminous today. It's a weird name. A lot of people pronounce it Lumines or Lumines, stuff like that. The developer, for what it's worth, has come out. I think they're Japanese. I'm pretty sure they are, but they came out saying like it's pronounced Luminous. So we know that it's pronounced Luminous. The point of this game is that it is like a puzzle Tetris-y type of a game. Falls into the same sort of category as like Puyo Pop, Tetris, you know, anything you might recognize, a match 3, match 4, whatever type of deal. Novel features of Luminous are that all of the audio design is incorporated into the background music. So as Tony's pressing different inputs, you can hear like different drum tones or synth tones that match the track that's playing to the level he's on. So the way this works is that bar that's going across the top that kind of looks like a metronome or keeping time or whatever with the track, that is what is clearing the matches that he makes. So you see when he matches 4, he gets a highlighted cube, and then it clears as the bar goes across. It's really that simple. So a little bit of a different take. Instead of clearing top to bottom, it clears left to right. I mean, it still clears top to bottom. You stack top to bottom, but yeah, it's just
trying to get like combos. You know, I'm not doing a super good job of it, but you'll see sometimes I get multiple squares at once like that.
Yeah, totally. I think what makes this game so compelling for me is that it's very simple to understand, but the depth in this game is there. It's there's like definitely different strategies you want to do. I like it because it shares some similar gameplay techniques to Puyo Pop because you get drops of 4 like this in Puyo. So yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, I just enjoy this more. I'm not a big puzzle game player, but yeah, I like this one a lot. And the reason we're checking this out is because Luminous Arise is the next release in the title. This was originally, or in the franchise. The game was originally on PSP. Then they did I think a PlayStation release, and then a Xbox Live Arcade release, and then they did Luminous Remastered, which is what Tony's playing right now.
Yep. And
then the studio made Tetris Effect, which had a couple different iterations, had VR support and stuff like that. And then they suddenly announced that they were making Luminous Arise, and when they announced it, they dropped the free demo. So we're going to compare. This is OG Luminous. This is the remastered version. So it's not, which is actually different than the PSP version. It's different from the Xbox Live Arcade version, and it has kind of like all of the parts of both of those games.
I was reading that I think this one is pretty close to the PSP version and has like all the original music and stuff that people really wanted us to have.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of the tracks because I played the Xbox Live Arcade one, which is Luminous Live.
And this is the first version that I've played, so kind of my only frame of reference. All right, I gotta focus here.
Yeah, bro, you're in the weeds. So yeah, I think the music is a really interesting part of this game. So I know I'm yapping over it, but nice, good orange thing there you dropped. There we go. Tony's bringing it back. As I'm thinking about this, I guess what is interesting is that this sort of becomes its own puzzle game in the genre of puzzle games because it uses Match 4 like Puyo Pop, but it has blocks that get cleared in like a Tetris way, so it's kind of in between both, but it has its own vibe entirely, especially with the music and the audio design. I think the audio design is a very big part of this game for its appeal and for what makes it compellingly fun. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I played a lot of this on Xbox Live Arcade. Enjoyed it a lot.
Yep, and so I go until I lose here, so we're gonna see how far we can get.
What's the highest you've gotten to? You're on stage 5 right now.
Yeah, but I'm only on like the second like type of map, you know? Or, like,
Yeah.
Color ones. I feel like I've gotten through like 7 color changes in the past, but that was on the Game Pass version, so I don't have that high score on this account.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so the way it works is he's got a score to get to, or blocks erased. I can't remember which one. It's one of the two. And then when he achieves a certain amount of those, it changes the art for the background. It changes the art for the bricks themselves.
Oh shit! I forgot I can't do that. There we go.
And it changes the musical track, but it like seamlessly blends into the next one. Oh, you got a new badge.
Yep. Go again here.
Yeah, let's get in there. I think puzzle game design is really interesting. I've tried to make a puzzle game before. I did one for a demo for a studio. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, but mostly in the area of selling the idea of a puzzle game. Not as hard to make a puzzle game in and of itself.
Making a Lumines clone is one of the first Unreal tutorials I ever did, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yep.
I think the beauty of puzzle games is that the mechanics are really, really simple, and you don't need like a tutorial, really. Like, you just don't. It's not necessary. You could let a person play this, and they will figure it out pretty quickly. With 0 words, 0 like, you know, pop-ups that say, press this button to do the one thing. Like, you don't need any of that. And I think that's sort of brilliance in game design. Having it so simple that it becomes intuitive to a player and how they should interact with the game. And then they get more depth. Yo, what's up, Brightside? Have you played this? I think as a music guy who makes video games, this is probably something you should look at just to study, because it might tickle some parts of your brain where you're like, I got ideas. I could make some shit like this. I don't know how long you've been around today, if you heard me talking about what makes this an interesting puzzle game. Because it's kind of like Tetris-y, but if you notice, every input that Tony makes is an audio sample that fits with the background music track. So the better he plays, the better the track sounds. It doesn't really give you any benefit other than like hitting a really good flow state as a player, where it just starts to feel really fucking good. And you're like,
when we get the Tetris effect, I think they do a much better job of it, so it'll kind of be easier to tell there.
Yeah, it's in this game, it's definitely correlated. Like the musical track it gets better when you play better, because you'll hit a certain rhythm, you'll start rotating pieces on a rhythm, and so you just kind of fall into that mode. They don't tell you like, here's a bonus for doing this. It's just a part of the game that makes it satisfying and fun. I think it's most noticeable when the track changes. So when Tony gets to the green and white squares, which are after orange and white, you'll hear...
Yeah, this one the sample isn't that involved. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a simple doot doot something like that. Or maybe is it a...
It's just kind of like a tink, like a tink, 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 tink.
Yeah, or like a cymbal or something.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to it.
Like a wood block type thing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it is totally. Oh, and when blocks clear, they have a sound that occurs that's a part of the track too. So like when the metronome comes by and blocks clear, it's like a fill. I don't know what the right music terminology is, but yeah, it makes the music more interesting. Okay, so you should hear the track change now. Yeah, this is a good track. Yeah, exactly, Brightside. So I was saying, you know, I think you should play this yourself. Luminous Arise comes out soon. I think I'm gonna go look up how much Remastered is.
$5 right now. I just bought it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, it's $5. You should check it out because I bet you there's something you could figure out how to do that'd be really fucking sick with like music that you could, you know, you can make Brightside original tracks that like fucking work with some kind of a game mechanic. It'd be really, really fun. It doesn't have to be a rhythm game, but I think adding that into like that layer of sound design will just really help build your atmosphere and, you know, the vibes you're going for in your games. Because I know you're... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, you could kind of talk about like how music in a lot of AAA games works now. Like a lot of the time they don't just drop a track in. Like it's like they chop it up into like pieces, and there's like an entire system around like when they get played and how they get used and stuff like that, right?
Yep, it's incredibly complicated. So the way that works, so working on Destiny stuff, I had a little bit of control over some of it, but mostly it was the audio design team that would go in, and I would talk to them about different moments of the mission that I made. So I'd be like, here's where this occurs, I want to build more tension here, I want to like slow it down, this is a downbeat, and we talk through each of these moments of the mission, and then they'll go in and do scripting markup to trigger different parts of the track. So they will, I don't know what the right terminology is for music, but they'll make a piece of a track, and then they'll make other parts, and they'll add different samples in, and then use all the software to like conduct it and score it. So that's how you get that cinematic feeling in the Destiny or the Halo music that's always been there. I think that Bungie does it their own way, and it's probably secret special sauce that, you know, I don't know anything about, because that wasn't just not where I was or what I did. I just mostly talked with the audio design team about how to make my stuff a little cooler, right? And I, for what it's worth, didn't get any of that until I did Whisper and 0 Hour, because the quest content didn't really have anything. It just kind of used like ambient track stuff. So no tension building, no real big excitement and stuff like that. But like campaign missions would get that. What the fuck do they call them? Exotic missions. We called them dungeons internally, which is very confusing to people externally because they think dungeons are a specific thing and that exotic missions are a different thing. Shit was all the same in the studio, at least when I was there. So, yeah. Player-facing nomenclature is always different from internal nomenclature because marketing is a big part of player-facing nomenclature. Words. Honestly, Brightside, I'm not a Tetris lover, so for me, this game drew me in because of the audio design, and I was just like really intrigued by what they had going on, and it was very novel at the time. And then I started playing it, and it just really started clicking, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Really, really like it. So yeah, I'm excited to show this game and talk about it. I really like the visual style too. There's almost like a there's something pleasant about looking at like glazed ceramic tiles that are well crafted, or like hard candy. It kind of has that feeling with the bricks, and they change a little bit depending on your level, which I think is really cool too. So it gives almost like a texture to the game that you're playing because it keeps changing, and I feel like the aesthetic probably matches the audio design in some way for like vibes that they're going for. Like this track is about the subway, or being in a city, right? So I want to say the first track was a planetarium projector, and you're kind of in space, and you're like getting closer down into a city. So there's like a journey you're going on, which, if you think about it, you're like, why the fuck would you put that in a puzzle game, right? These are just interesting, graphic, not like landscapes, but like atmospheres, I guess. Different visual vibes going on, right? So why would you care about all that? If you're telling a little bit of a story, it gives you better targets to hit with what you're making. So the more you think about it in that way, you'll start to have this like cohesive feel that, the player isn't necessarily even going to know. They're just going to be like, this is cool, I like it. And it feels like it all fits together. It's because you are telling a story to yourself about, I'm in space. Now I'm going to a bridge, and now I'm overlooking a city metroplex, and there's roads, and that ties into this graphic that is behind it right now moving around because it followed the same shape language as those roads in the city. So that's where I see like this abstraction of the story being told. And I think that's one of those things.
Man, the guy who wrote that shit was like, oh my god, he sees it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this dude fucking knows. I think when we were talking about polish in Stevie Ray's chat yesterday, that's what I mean. That's what I think of as polish, is like really emphasizing those little elements that are probably transparent to the players. They're never going to understand what this stuff is, but it makes everything just tie together so nicely. And that's what I think of as polish. Like well thought out, a cohesive vision, all these aspects support each other to make this experience feel a specific way. Yeah. So that's what I think is, this is a good game.
But now we're getting into the dancing chick. Let's go. I remember this is like one of the better tracks, probably.
Shake your body, shake your body. Yeah, and it says shake your body in the background. This is great. So I'm guessing you started in space and you found your way to the club.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. I like that it just has the lyrics for the samples in the background. That's really cool. There's like, some lips singing along. There's a chick dancing. It's good stuff. Cuz like how do you could really choose anything. So having intention in that design is very important. That was a good drop, Tony. I'm glad you remembered. I was trying really hard not to backseat you the other day when you were playing and saying like, oh, if you have like a single corner, that's one color. There's like a trick. If you drop it on the edge of like blah, 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 you get good matches. So I saw you doing it now. It seems
a lot
like
of this game I feel like is just like pattern recognition at a
Yes.
time. Like I feel like a lot of my movements end up just being like kind of intuitive when I'm really dialed. And then I don't even like totally know why I did it, but sometimes.
I think, and that's the thing that I'm saying. That's brilliant. They get you into a mood. You kind of like, it activates certain brain waves. You're not really thinking about what you're doing. You're just kind of having this. I want to say this game is probably like flow state the game, like how to activate flow state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uses music, visuals, a simple task with some depth to it that becomes just instinctive. Like the choices you're making are stuff you're not thinking about. That's what we mean when we talk about flow state. You're just flowing. Nice. Shake your body. Oh, the little dog in the bottom left is Tony's avatar. You get to
That was my
choose
avatar.
one.
And I went with the heckin' pupper, of course.
Well, heckin' doggo. Ooh, nice. That was a good combo. I actually don't even know what kind of games Brightside. What do you play? I feel like the only time I've seen you play games are I was playing some wacky shit like Roblox basketball. Like what's your favorite, like when you're like, I want to play a fucking video game. I don't want to like just get into it and, you know, spend some time and get some gaming in. Like what do you play when you're in that mode? That was not the piece you needed right then. That sucks. Oh, the half clear feels bad. Yeah, one thing that can happen is if you, as you get farther into the levels, when you're dropping pieces, that metronome timing gets so fast that you can't really, like, you have to drop a piece sometimes, and it'll half clear instead of full clear your setup, which can be damaging to your gameplay performance. Let's see. Do we have anything going on in YouTube chat? No, we do not. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. I do think this game plays better on a gamepad, which is interesting, because you can probably play with the keyboard and shit just fine. But that seems weird to me.
No, I roll my fingers on the back of my Nest controller with a glove. Gross.
Like the pro Tetris players?
Yep.
Oh, we still on Shaky Body? No, that shit's gone. Now we got numbers.
Talk to you.
On the ice level.
Bam-ba-nam-ba-no. Oh god, that was too loud.
You got the loop pedal going now.
Woo! Yeah, but you could hear like the, you know, your inputs were making parts of music, parts of the, you know, background track. It's very cool.
Oh man.
Oh, you are in a pickle. You're in a big pickle. There you go. Nice. Oh man, you got a lot of checkerboard working against you here.
Yeah. Oh man, this might be it right here.
That's tough.
It's not over till it's over.
Oh! Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn.
Alright. Your record though. Your record.
Level 26, not
Begins.
bad.
Alright.
Not bad. So we're gonna do another like 15 minutes of this, and then we'll switch over to Tetris Effect.
Yeah.
So that you guys. Can see
I'll just do
kinda,
like one more good one, and then we'll move over.
Yeah, you'll see the. I'm saying you guys, but there's like nobody in here, which is okay. It's fine. For those of you who are in here, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Let's try this octopus guy, I guess.
I always want octopus. That was my jam.
All right.
All right, we're back to the planetarium level. Yeah, see, look at him go, dude. That's why I like the octopus. He's just screaming over there. That's it. That's the drop, Tony. Nice. Nice, dude. Yeah, you're fucking vibing right now.
Did Brightside ever say what he's gaming on? I'm curious.
No. Brightside comes in and drops one message and then leaves again.
Okay. I understand.
It's totally fine. He's a busy guy. You know? He's gonna be like, wait, what? Any minute now. I'm trying to give you guys moments to enjoy the backing track, so I don't know. I feel like I'm yapping a little too much, but I will yap as much as chat permits. I think there's multiplayer modes in this too, but is it you just race, or like you drop bricks on the
I'm not positive that this one does have multiplayer. The new one seems like it's going to. I think it might even be in the demo.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I wonder how they do it. Because like, I don't know what a multiplayer Luminous game would look like.
Might be like Tetris, where like when you delete shit, it throws it over on your opponent or something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, do they drop stuff on the opponent's board, or what?
Might be like, yeah, like race to clear a certain number of squares.
There you go. Get that checkerboard shit out of there. Like when the octopus goes ham and just like waves his fucking arms around. He's apparently stinky right now.
He got stinky.
Oh, there he goes. All right, he's going ham. Oh, he's stinky again. It's Wednesday. No, it's not, Omni.
Nice
Oh,
try.
good, bro. Welcome. This is Luminous Remastered. The game is actually pronounced Luminous. It's spelled Lumines, but yeah, that's how it goes.
I would bully somebody if they called it that to my face. Just saying.
Lumines.
Yeah, never heard it. I
What
distinctly
game is
remember
that?
learning about this game on like X-Play back in the day on like G4.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that era.
It's definitely the type of thing where you go, I don't know what word you're saying, and they're like, dude, the fucking game, and like they describe it, and you go, oh, luminous,
Yeah.
and they're like, what?
Like, yeah, you can play it on your NVIDIA GeForce.
Navita, dude.
Now alert.
Oh man, that was a wild moment. Navita GeForce. I was practicing Hellies and then I was like, shit, I'm missing stream. Well, I'm glad that the stream is a priority for you. It's not Tetris on steroids. I would say it feels like when you're playing it feels like a mix between Puyo Pop and Tetris. Puyo Pop because of the match 4 and the 2x2 drops in the way that the bricks split when you hit a stack and they'll like fall. That's very Puyo Pop.
I feel like the percentage of Americans that get the Puyo Pop reference is probably fairly low.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry guys, I'm a gamer. I play all kinds of games. What was it? I was hanging out with Anime last night in Discord, and he was like, wait, no, it wasn't Anime. It was my buddy Illuminous, which is funny because he's not related to Luminous the game, but either way, he was like, he calls me Vipe, but he's like, Vipe, have you ever beaten a turn-based RPG? And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, what's your favorite one? And I was like, I can't answer that. I've played way too many. And then he's like, okay, give me some. And I was like, Final Fantasy 3, Chrono Trigger, VAY on Sega CD, Lunar Silver Star Story. There's just a bunch. Like, I've played a ton of them. And so he was like, oh shit, that's crazy. And then Octopath Traveler was really fucking good. Love that. Pokemon also counts as a turn-based RPG. I think the reason for the question is because he's exploring turn-based RPGs.
Does Divinity count?
I think that's the CRPG.
Okay.
I think when he said turn-based, he means JRPG.
Okay. Yep. And mine
It's
probably
like-
was Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X, really good. I always think of pixel art ones. Those are the ones that I love the most because that's
Yeah,
what made me.
I haven't played many of the older Final Fantasies, to be honest. So
You motherfucker, get out of here! Hold on one
we got a
second.
bot.
Oh yeah, fucking annihilate this bitch. Report. I'm so tempted to click terrorism every time. Spam bots. Enjoy your fucking band, clown. Yeah. What was I fucking saying? Okay, so yeah, JRPGs. And I think the reason why I equate that with like turn-based RPGs because JRPGs were kind of like my first exposure to like Japanese culture or anime, for instance, right? Like this is the first time I ever saw that shit was in Lunar Silver Star Story or oh oh man, like Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, also really good. Final Fantasy, you know, was kind of anime back in the day. That game Vi on the Sega CD that I was talking about, 100% like anime cutscenes in that, and they were like very 80s anime cutscenes. They had like the big hair and shit, kind of looked like glam rock or hair metal bands from the 80s.
Yeah.
The thing that I remember the most is there's a scene where like the bad guy goes and confronts the king in the castle, and the king is like, "What are you doing, scum? Like, you're supposed to do what I told you." And he's like, "I'm king now." Obviously, I'm ruining this cutscene, but he draws his sword, and the king's like, "How dare you?" and stands up, and the dude fucking throws like a broadsword across the room, and it just sticks in his chest, and he's like, "Ugh!" like into the fucking throne, and I was like 8-year-old me was just like, holy shit, this is crazy. And there was a giant robot that you got to pilot and shit. It was very cool. In Vi, you were like in a feudal European medieval world, but there was like high technology from a previous fallen civilization, and there was this giant robot that was like a statue that everybody knew about, but suddenly it awakens, and like the main character figures out how to get into it and can like pilot it, and it's like a Macross robot, which is crazy as fuck because you got like knights on horses and shit, and then you have this like space mecha armored core robot flying around just laser beaming motherfuckers that have spears. It was pretty neat. Obviously very adult. I probably shouldn't have been playing it at my age, but it is what it is. The 90s were a different time. I mean, I guess there's probably more adult shit nowadays that kids are exposed to that's far worse than like violence in a video game that is a fantastic story, so I don't know. I don't mean fantastic as in like the superlative for good. I mean fantastic as in actual fantasy. Ooh, that was a good combo. Now you got that chimney. I don't know if you could count Voltron as anime, to be honest. I think Voltron was actually Canadian. I'll find out for you, Omni. Yep. So, Voltron franchise originated in Japan as two unrelated anime series, which were then adapted and heavily edited for American television. Subsequent reboots and spin-offs are a mix of American, South Korean, and Canadian production. So, Voltron Defender of the Universe was Toei Animation. So, Lion Force Vehicle Team were the two things that were the genesis of Voltron. If anything, you could say Transformers, technically. Hold on, let me check myself here. No, that was Hasbro. Transformers, original cartoon, Japanese. I know they did a bunch of Japanese stuff for Transformers. Yeah. Japanese Gen 1 cartoon. Continuity. What the fuck is this? There's some wiki? Never mind. I'm out of here. That's silly shit. Oh, the Transformers Hasbro stuff was based on Japanese toys. By the way, I just want to say, I think the cartoons we got in the 80s and 90s were so good because they were literally just marketing materials for toys. So they tried to make them as interesting as possible so you would go buy the fucking toys. Cartoons we get nowadays have like some fucking political messaging or some like really weird set of morals and shit that they apply, and I'm like, I'm a kid, I want to watch a cartoon that is just a cool fucking story that's like age appropriate. What? Like, why do we have to do all this other nonsense? For example, feel free to roast me because I don't know about it, but I've tried to watch it a couple times and I really don't like it. We have a friend who keeps telling me to watch Steven Universe. She thinks I would like it. And I'm like, no, I really don't like Steven Universe. Like, this show fucking sucks.
Which friend is this?
I don't want to add him on Twitch, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Well, you're gonna
I'll
have
tell
to
you
tell
later.
me later, 'cause
You
I
know
have
who.
judgment
You'll
about
know.
this. Oh,
You'll be
yeah.
like, oh, I'm not surprised.
I have some ideas for sure.
But yeah, they're like, no, it's really good. You like cartoons, you'll like this. And I was like, you don't understand the kind of cartoons that I like. Like, I like good stories. And there's like an agenda in Steven Universe. And it's just not what I'm about.
Square dance.
What I mean is, check this out, young chat, young buck. There was a show made by Hanna-Barbera when I was a kid called SWAT Cats. It was 2 cats. They were working in a garage in Cat City, and they repaired vehicles, but they were approached by the government, and they figured out how to take this F-14 Tomcat and turn it into this transforming machine, and they used it to fight crime and supervillains. That's fucking sick! It was just a really good action cartoon. I fucking loved it. SWAT Cats was a banger. And like, where's the SWAT Cats of today? I'll tell you. Gendy Tartakovsky makes the best cartoons nowadays. Primal, insanely good. 0 dialogue in the first season. None. Just pure audio design. Very good animation. Characters do not talk. Gendy did Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab.
Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack is what he's most famous for, I think.
I would say Powerpuff Girls, but yeah.
Unicorn. Fuck, hold on. Unicorn, Gendy.
Oh, didn't he do the Clone Wars?
Unicorn Warriors Eternal. Yes, he did a micro series that was, I think, it was only like 6 episodes or something like that. They aired the whole thing on Cartoon Network over a 2-week period. So it was really short, but that was, I think, the best Clone Wars content. The Clone Wars CG animated one was pretty good. I like that too, but I think Gendy's was better. I think a lot of people are put off by Gendy's animation style because it's very like quirky and strange proportion, but the writing and the action stuff is immaculate. Symbiotic Titan, I think that's what it's called. Let me find out. Yeah, Symbionic Titan. Very, very good show. Unfortunately canceled after like 1.5 seasons, which sucks because it was such a fucking good show. Dead forever. But for what it's worth, Gendy keeps getting work. I think he just makes the kind of cartoons that they're like, this doesn't do well. And it's like, it doesn't do well because people don't understand what it is. But if you watch it, you're like, holy shit, this is good. Yeah, Omni, the Hasbro cartoon thing was a genius marketing strategy. That's why we have My Little Pony and, Mattel just was not competing well. And Hasbro took that shot because they wanted to take a chunk out of Mattel because Mattel had a monopoly on the toy market. So they were like, how do we get in there? Let's make cartoons and put our toys everywhere. And then there you go. Hey, Queen Anne, how are you? We're currently, so you just missed Luminous Remastered, but we're looking at Luminous today, and Tetris Effect, and I think the studio is called Enhance Experience, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're taking a look at that because Luminous Arise it was recently announced, I think announced at Gamescom. And then this week they dropped a demo for free on Steam so that you can play it. So if you were into Tetris Effect and stuff, oh, okay, cool. You caught a bit of the end of Luminous Remastered. So it was originally a PSP game. What makes it novel is it kind of feels like Puyo Pop and Tetris combined. So they've got like some parts of each game and they stick together. But what is interesting about it is the audio design is very, very compelling. Every button input that the player has is a part of the backing track, like the background music. So as you're like doing inputs, it's like it fits with the music, and I was thinking of Luminous as like flow state the game. All the visuals, all the audio, the way you play, the timing of it just puts you into a flow state. You stop thinking about what you're doing, and you're just playing, and you're basically acting off of instinct, and that's what I think is really, really neat about this game. I think traditional puzzle games like Tetris or Dr. Mario or even Puyo Pop don't do that because audio is not really a big part of it, but that's something that this studio leaned very heavily into, and you can see that with Tetris Effect. So they did really well with Luminous. They got the Tetris license. They did Tetris Effect, which is what, arguably the best Tetris game, Tony?
No. I think it's a very cool game, and I'll pause here before I get going. So, it's like, as a Tetris game, it doesn't have a lot of like just play Tetris modes. You have to kind of like play their Tetris Effect modes and stuff like that. So that's my only major complaint about why it's probably not the best Tetris game. I would just like a really good Tetris game that just had like a bunch of more classic play it forever Tetris modes and stuff like that, and this just lacks some of that in my opinion. But it's really cool, and I think these first few levels are some of the best ones. I put it on beginner just so I won't lose, and we can see how it transitions through a bunch of levels similar to how Luminous does, but everything is just slightly more well integrated. So yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it's like they took the lessons from Luminous and applied it to Tetris, and it made Tetris better, in my opinion. And what I mean by better is like a more compelling experience over base Tetris, right? I know Tony's a Tetris head. So I guess we're talking puzzle game. I do think Tetris Puyo Pop, which is on Switch, is a really fucking good game. It's really good because you can choose to either play Tetris or Puyo Pop, or both, which is really weird, but you can get a mix of both things happening at the same time where you're clearing Tetris bricks. What are they? Tetriminos? Something like that? You're clearing those, and you're clearing the Puyo Pop, gloopy ball orb things. So that's a really good game too if you like puzzlers. I played a lot of it, and of course I did Puyo because that's my favorite. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And you see some of this audio. Okay, so Queen Anne, if you recall watching Luminous, you'll notice that all of Tony's inputs don't really have an effect here. The sounds aren't as amplified when he's clearing Tetriminos or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't tie in the same way, but the visuals are working really well.
No, if you hear when I'm like moving it left and right, it's like almost all the noise is coming from my inputs aside from the backing beat and everything else.
Oh, I hear it now. I hear it. It's just really subtle.
And there's like big booms when I clear lines.
Yeah, I was hearing the bass hits and they line up. Okay, so retract my statement. This is definitely like Luminous applied to Tetris. Oh, we have Whale. Amazing. Star Whale. Resist the urge to do the quote, Tony. Ice cold Tony doesn't care.
I didn't hear what she said. I'm sorry, I was loud.
Said resist the urge to do the quote.
So yeah, this is all the noises here from my inputs.
Yeah, I gotta get some audio.
Close your eyes so you see my vision. Unite the souls so there's no division. Look into the future, we see all seasons. Aiming for the top, but what's the reason? Hands to the sky and realize we're free. We become the legends we were meant to be.
Yeah, bright side, Tetris Effect is another game that you should study too, since you make music and games. I think you've got like a good mind for making something really fucking cool in this vein. What's up, Turning Cock? I like the weird bird thing you threw in there. Haha, turtle dove. Nice. Okay. I don't think turtle doves are green and have lorikeet or parakeet coloration, but that's just me. So I think they fucked up there. There is a pair of turtle doves that live in my neighborhood. They like to hang out on my tree and make hoot noises, or coo, as they say. Nice, there you go. Got some rainbow action. It's a dove with a turtle shell. Oh, I see, dude. It just looks like a wing because it's so tiny. What are you gonna do? We fucking live in a society. This is a good track. I'm fucking with this.
So what I can do now is I can hit the zone mode too, and then do this, and this is the same thing they put into Luminous that I was talking about, where I can have like this way to save myself and get extra points. Old Luminous just is more hardcore. It doesn't have that.
It's
kind of okay.
It's really hardcore. Yeah. OG Luminous is really hard, honestly. It takes a lot of getting used to. Nice, good clear.
Luminous doesn't have the ability to pocket the shitty piece, which I like in this game too. But so, as the tempo of the song changes too, the speed that the pieces drop changes, and some of them get really fast and really hard. And I'm playing on beginner, so I'm sure it's not as pronounced right now, but you'll see. I know, like, the next one that's coming up is crazy.
Nice, dude. Yeah, you're slaying out.
So it's cool because every single level, the entire thing changes. The background changes, the sounds that it make change, the way the pieces look change. Which is cool because it kind of incentivizes you, like, oh, I want to get through this one and see what the next one is. And I remember the first time playing it, like, that was a big draw of, like, trying to clear all the levels, just getting to see what the next one was going to be.
Wait, are these the tablas, the drum tone that bright side?
Taiko.
What's that?
Taiko drums?
Oh, I thought it was tablas or whatever.
I don't know.
Tablas? I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know, man. Anime, if you're still here, relax. I feel like this one would be hard for me because it was such a big tempo change from the last level.
Yeah. Well, we're on speed 3. We ended the last level on speed 2, so we're definitely going a little faster now.
that diagonal piece. No.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna take care of it.
Couldn't you not pocket the pieces in OG Tetris?
No. Okay, so that was the first zone. Got a B. Oh, this one's like yodeling.
This shit's reminding me of Loituma.
What is that?
Levin Polka. It's an a cappella polka song that was very famous for memes. It used to be Leak Spin.
Okay, I know Leak Spin for sure.
There you go. Queen Anne knows. Thank you. Thank you. I used to listen to music that was like strictly for memes for a while when I played WoW.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember hearing Dragostal Dente and being like, this shit fucking bangs.
Yup, that's where I heard it first was memes, and not the guy singing along to it. I saw it on White Team and did first.
Yeah, I think like my friend's brother was probably listening to it because of memes, but I was just like, damn, that song is sick.
Oh, I was staring at the Tetriminos and I just realized there's jellyfish everywhere.
I know, it's like one of those things where like there's so much cool visual shit and like you're so locked in you wouldn't really know it's there. Like I can hear the music and stuff, but like a lot of the time, I don't know. This one's pretty memorable because it's pretty crazy looking. But
Fucking sky windmills, bro.
I don't really like the Tetramino design in this one particularly, but the sound is cool and the background's cool.
I actually like them. I like the little fiddly bits on the ends of the gears. I think it's cool.
You ever rotate when you clear some out? It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's true, Queen Anne. It's like Finnish polka, which is just they make sounds and sometimes they mix it with words, actual words, but it's trying to think of like what it.
So like you're trying to describe music to an alien that makes sounds.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
words in with it, you know.
Yeah. But it's all a cappella, which is weird. It's very strange, and it's like a folk music that they've done for like 1,000 years or some shit. The other weird thing is that Leak Spin is from Bleach, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I watched Bleach around the same time that I discovered that song, and I was like, wait, this is from Bleach? Like, this is
Like the graphic is from Bleach.
Yeah, like the girl spinning it is, fuck, what is her name? Bleach characters.
You need a weave in the chat. Somebody help us out.
Orihime Inoue. That's her name. Inoue. Yeah, Orihime. Thank you, Queen Anne. I liked the first season of Bleach. I'm just gonna say, like, the whole arc up to the fucking, I can't remember what it's called, the Shinigami Fort or whatever, was cool as fuck. And he has to fight Kenpachi and Renji and all to save Rukia. I thought it was very cool. It was good. And then the filler arcs for Bleach are what make it really suck, in my opinion. Like when Hitsukiya is playing fucking soccer at their school for no reason. I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, man. This is so worthless. And the filler arcs are as long as like an entire normal season. I think that's what makes it worse for me. So Queen Anne, I assume you watch some anime. I do not classify myself as a weeb whatsoever. I just like cool shit, and anime is interesting to me because it's very different from, you know, Western culture that I grew up in. So I found it very fascinating, especially from a young age. I think first anime that I actually got into was Dragon Ball Z, which obviously that's its own thing. Dragon Ball is its own thing, but you know, I was watching Toonami in the 90s after school all the time. It was great, which would have been high school for me, but still. I know, I was a nerd. I was a nerd watching cartoons. I was like a 15, 16-year-old, but whatever.
Toonami's little like mascot dude in his like spaceship cockpit, I always thought was so cool.
Yeah, Tom, dude.
Is that his name?
Yeah. I liked the OG one. That was when I watched Reboot. In Reboot, I was like, man, this show kind of sucks, but it goes fucking crazy in season 2. Like when, whatever, I'll spoil it. I don't care. It's a cartoon that's like fucking 25 years old. Bob dies, and it fucks everyone up. And I was like, you just never see it coming. You're like, wait a minute, what? He's dead? And you're like, what in the fuck is going on? And Dot and the kid, I can't remember his name. He gets like super grizzled and has like machine gun hand and shit. It just makes a massive turn, and you're like, whoa, this is suddenly like very serious and adult, and like deals with death and all kinds of other crazy stuff. Anyway, I'm lamenting the days when we had good cartoons. Kids nowadays are watching dumb shit. Although I will say, The Adventures of Gumball is pretty good. Gumball's a good cartoon. I haven't sat down and watched an anime in forever. I just watch things without boundaries of where it's from or genre. Yeah, same. Yeah. So that's why I say I'm not a weeb. I'm not like obsessed with Japanese culture or anything like that. I do find it very fascinating. It's definitely like a cool culture, but like, dude, Cowboys of Moon Mesa was awesome. Calm down. Street sharks and shit. Fucking biker mice from Mars. Dino saucers, dude, get the fuck out of here. That shit was great. The theme song for Dino Saucers is a banger. If you haven't listened to it in a while, it's so good. And it's just the guy going, Dino Saucers. That's it. It's just that over and over again for like 60 seconds. Reboot was lost media for a while, but I think they found it again. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you know, Queen Anne. I feel like you're younger, but just based on conversations we've had. So it's cool that as a younger person, you'd be aware of these things, because I think it's important, you know? Especially as we are creatives making art, telling stories. It's good to consume lots of different kinds of stories. Just like you were saying, I watch things without boundaries of where it's from or genre. Yes, correct. What is this music? I'm not listening to it right now, Omni.
This one's kind of
ambient soundscape
bells or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, we had dumb shit too. I already read that. Whole episode to power up. Turning Cog, are you mad about DBZ? Because yeah, that's DBZ for sure. I do think DBZ's like the peak Dragon Ball experience. when you get into like Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super, I don't know. It's kind of they doing too much, you know. I did watch Dragon Ball as well, but that was weird. I did not understand it, and I didn't like it nearly much as DBZ. Yeah, exactly. Dragon Ball is a totally different experience. I mean, it's the Legend of the Monkey King. Like, that's all it is. And then they, you know, Akira Toriyama just got crazy with it with Dragon Ball Z, which I appreciate. It was good. Oh no, Tony!
Yeah, that's a bad drop.
Which also, since we're talking about Akira Toriyama, what are your guys' takes on the Dragon Quest games? Also, one of the reasons why Chrono Trigger is so good, Akira Toriyama did the animation for that. Goated. Oh, the T-slide. Good shit, Tony. I guess that technically wasn't a T-slide. You have to rotate to do that.
It's a T-spin.
T-spin, my bad, yeah. Not a competitive Tetris player. I mean, that'll clear, right? Oh, yeah, but you'll have a... Oh, that was a T-spin. There you go. Never played more than a couple hours of Dragon Quest games. Honestly, I've never played them. That's not to say that they're bad. I understand that they're really good. I think Anime was telling me... No, it was... This was Luminous. He was saying he played Dragon Quest 3 Remastered or some shit like that for like his first turn-based RPG, which is not a bad choice at all. Cool game.
I've heard Xenoblade is really good.
Yes, Xenoblade is definitely good. So is Chrono Cross, but Chrono Trigger is probably one of the best video games ever made. I know that's cliche at this point. It'll probably be overquoted as one of the best games, you know, by the same type of people who say, have you ever seen Akira? That bike slide is amazing. And it's like, dude, that was in the first fucking 10 minutes of the film. Shut up. Xenosaga was real cool too? Yeah. I've heard Suikoden is really good. I bought Suikoden 3 for Sparkaloozer way back in the day. I think because of a review on G4. Because at the time, I knew that she really liked turn-based RPGs. She was really into Final Fantasy, so I don't think she ever really played it or got into it, but it's all good.
This is the level I was thinking of that goes really fast.
I gotta listen to this one a little bit.
Yeah, once it gets going, it's cool.
I do like the vibes of this. Industrial. Queen Anne, have you seen Dandadan? Dandadan's really good. I like it a lot. Very adult, but I mean, that's how some anime goes. It's funny because it's like high school kids, and on Netflix it has a warning. It's like violence, sewer slide, tobacco and alcohol use, adult themes, but a word that starts with an S that I don't really want to say on the old Twitter YouTubes. But yeah, it's like all the things up here, and then it's just like a cartoon, and you're like, wait, what? All of it is true. Chainsaw Man is also pretty good. Craziest list of warnings I've ever seen is from White Shadows, a puzzle platformer game. I'm assuming the warnings are on Steam. Is it like at the beginning of the game? Here, let me look up. Content warning that fills a paragraph. Cautioning players about themes of, we'll just say bigotry, sewer slide, and more. Interesting.
I made a puzzle platform about bigotry.
Yeah, and sewer slide.
Okay. Huh.
It's when you load up the game. Yeah, I guess it's like a paragraph of like trigger warnings. And Queen says yes, they did. Yeah, it seems like it's an Orwellian style thing about like bigotry and, you know, prejudice and whatnot. From what I was just reading in the Rock Paper Shotgun blurb or review, whatever you want to call it. All right, what do you think, Tony? You going over to Arise now?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more zone of this, and then I will.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna have a wee. Be right back.
Okay. Well, let me make sure I got the chat somewhere I can see it at least.
Okay, so what's your review of it then, Queen Anne? Is it like worth playing? Interesting game, or is it more just like about, you know, politics and messaging and stuff? Because if it's just about that, like, I don't really care. I need game to be good. A good example that I can give is Inside. I thought it was fine. More of a game as art, but like, I don't know. Reminds me of That Dragon Cancer, which is a game I own, but I can't play because it's too emotionally heavy. I definitely bought it because I want to support games as art. I think they're really important. I like this moon level.
I bet these guys, Niagara dude, goes fucking crazy. Look at these particles, man.
It's similar to the playstyle of Little Nightmares. I'd say it's worth playing if you liked Animal Farm and are into puzzle platformers. But the caveat is I haven't finished it yet.
It's the weirdest phrase I've ever heard.
Okay.
Apparently. If you're into Animal Farm and like puzzle platformers, this is the game for you.
I did like Animal Farm.
Animal Farm's great.
I don't know if I'm crazy about puzzle platformers, but yeah, I mean that's kind of what Inside is like, right? I think what made Inside palatable to me is that it was really only 6 hours of gameplay. Like I finished the whole game in one session, and like I understood the emotional metaphors and stuff they were going for, so I thought it was cool.
Are there any puzzle platformers for fans of like Kafka? The craziest thing is the answer is probably yes.
That's Metamorphosis, right?
Yeah. But these dolphins go fucking hard.
It's really niche. That's kind of the problem it has. Yeah. So, okay. I like that there are niche games like that. I think it's really important when you're making a thing that's art. That's what I was lamenting the other day when I was, I guess talking shit about Gamescom and all the slop. I want the genre of video games, or I guess the medium, to have space for that, because it's like, if you think about film, we went from like Lumiere brothers and the train in cinema being this like novelty of technology to like fucking Citizen Kane, with the Dutch angles and shit like that, and really like exploring cinematography and making it a craft and using it to tell stories in unique ways. I feel like video games haven't quite blossomed into that possible future yet before being overrun by corporate slop. I would love to see a AAA game as art. What I mean is in the same vein as like Journey or some of the other games that older Sony Santa Monica made. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see more of that experimental video game stuff happen. So I'm here for it. I don't always want to play these games, but I think that there's space for it. I hope we always keep space for it.
Right now we got Jazzy City.
I just don't fuck with Jazzy City vibes. I don't know why. It always kind of makes me think of like Frasier.
This is very Frasier, for sure.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling. Oh man, when I lived in Seattle, I would say that shit all the time, and it pissed everyone off. It fucking made me laugh so hard. They're like, "This is not what our city's about," and I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up! Stop taking yourself so seriously." The show wasn't even filmed in Seattle. It was all on a closed set. Yeah, who cares? They got the coffee thing. You're good. Portal is an example of a game for me that's the seed of how games can tell stories differently from other mediums. Yes. Yes, Queen Anne. I love talking to you about this stuff because you have a really good mind for design. Like, seriously. So it's really cool to be able to have these conversations. Because I know that it's like... I've been doing this for 15 years. It's pretty difficult. You find that the people who really care about the medium and advancing it are sort of few and far between, especially when you're in AAA and you're talking to designers. There are a lot of people that call themselves designers who aren't really designers and don't do that kind of vision, big picture storytelling stuff. And I think that's the bread and butter of good design. That's being a designer, is knowing those things and talking about those things and caring about those things. There are a lot of AAA designers that I've worked with that are very academic, and they're like, well, I studied this and I know this. And it's like, well, yeah, you figured out how to like make a product profitable that is art. But is that really a good thing? Did you, if you're endeavoring to make money, sure. If you're trying to advance the art form, absolutely not. You're not pushing any boundaries. You're just making slop and putting money in your pocket, which I can appreciate that, as a capitalist and an American. I can appreciate that. Like the hustle and the grind is good. competition's good. I just feel like we need more competition, and that's we're doing great in that AAA's fumbling so badly that we've got room for competition. Little guys like us can come out swinging. So I guess nature is healing in a way. I should clarify. When I say I'm a capitalist, I don't mean that I'm all for the pursuit of economic gain first and foremost. I just mean ideologically. So I'm not trying to be like, you know, I don't know. I'm not speaking to politics in any way. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that. It's been good discussing this here. I mean, I really like these kinds of conversations, and it's rare to find that. I think that's the point I was trying to make, is that it's rare to find a person who is passionate about game design in similar ways to me. And I feel like you and I approach game design in the same way, and that is a rarity. So I want to help foster that, because I know you don't have as much experience as I do. But also just from like a sense of like kinship as an artist, meeting someone else who I can have those kinds of conversations with is fucking cool. It's really important. So I appreciate it very much. Oh man, Tony, you're really getting fucked on the pieces here. There you go. Wise choice. Oh man.
Oh, and then it goes so fast. Fuck.
Oh, you got it though. Okay, you got some breathing room. Oh, nice. Same, Queen Anne. I can relate very much. Some of the things I've gotten is like, have you read this book? Have you read this book? Who have you talked to? Like, who do you know? Like, do you think the same way I think? Because if you don't, you're wrong. And it's weird because it's all like money focused. I don't know. I don't like the academia of game design, like really at all. I met a lot of people with academic prestige in game design that I think are bad designers. And I'm not saying it because they're not trying and they're not doing the best they can with what they know. I think they're taught to think a certain way because that's right for the industry and that's the job they do. But what I don't care for is those conversations typically end up like, well, you didn't say this, and I read this or learned this, so you're wrong. And I'm like, but the things you make suck, and the things that I make don't suck. So who's wrong? I don't know. It's hard. Making art is very hard. Okay, so Luminous Arise now. Suck is in the eye of the beholder. Yes and no. The best example I can give is when someone is good at making visual art. A painting, a photograph, a drawing, an illustration, what have you. The layman can look at that and say this is good or this is bad. And they're not wrong. That's what I'm talking about. So when a gamer plays a game and they, the majority of people say this is good, there are reasons they say it's good. What they mean is I like this or I don't like this. So when I say this is good or bad, I don't mean the same thing. I'm usually talking about like level of polish or attention to detail. And polish isn't just bugs, it's other stuff. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday in Stevie's chat. So it's just a different thing. So I do agree with you in, at least in part, in that it is in the eye of the beholder, and appreciation of art is subjective. But at the same time, everyone can tell when art is good or art is bad. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make, right? Okay, so you guys can see some similarities to Tetris Effect here, but the gameplay is still Luminous. Oh, Tony, can you not pick your avatar in this one? You're always the bunny.
I think for the demo, probably, yeah.
No heckin' doggo. Or based squid. I understand it's an octopus. I think it's funny to call it a squid. Nice, good clear. I do really like the visual effects in this. I think they look great.
Niagara got going crazy again.
Yep. Okay, so the stream title is UE ? Because we know Tetris Effect was made in Unreal. But when you look up Luminous, they have their own game engine, and they've never publicly disclosed like what they make their stuff in. And I feel like that might be a, secret sauce musical or like audio design integration with their game. But I don't know exactly what it is. I'm just speculating.
My theory is that they just took Tetris Effect and turned it into this, personally. But
Yeah.
the same team and all that. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Hopefully they'll talk about it someday.
I bet you they don't necessarily want to, because if they do, then people will know what their magic secret is and then start making clones. Because there are no clones of this.
Well, actually, they'll be legally required to put that Unreal splash at the beginning and get us making Unreal, so
That's true.
that'll be easy to figure out then.
Yeah, I guess I just meant specifically about the how they did all the sound stuff that they did to make
Oh
it
yeah,
so
and I'm sure that's
so
extremely proprietary regardless of what they built this in.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk about that. Be like, oh, well, we wrote code that does this. It's like, oh, cool. Now someone can just go do that. And then your game is not unique anymore. Dude, you're in the zone. You're slaying this one.
Yeah, it took me a second to get back in Luminous mode after playing Tetris. People are mad, I was reading in the reviews, about the fact that it doesn't transition smoothly like it does in OG Luminous, and it like goes to a screen before it comes back in.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't like that either.
I saw a lot of discussion about it, so it'd be interesting to see if that's something they address. So now I can do like Tetris Effect mode here, and you can see as I do this burst thing, it's like throwing them off the top, so you can clear the board out this way.
39 burst. Let's go, Tony. 60 burst. Let's fucking go. This man is gaming. Oh, nice. Good clear. I do like this track, and the visuals for this is really good, this level.
Yeah, this one is sick.
I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out when we do segments like this. I know that... Sorry, I'm too loud. I know that when we play these types of games, the audience is typically smaller. Thursdays just kind of go that way. But yeah, like there's varying levels of hype. And I know that some of you who are hanging out and lurking, like this isn't as interesting to you. So I still appreciate that you guys are here. You know, the support is always nice. And anyone participating in the conversation, it's very appreciated. It's hard to just kind of like yap with no discourse. So I'm pretty good at it, to be fair, but yeah, it's definitely a challenge when you're streaming to keep saying words that are entertaining or matter or spur conversation when there is none. I wanted to look at our page. It says we hit a follower goal yesterday, which is cool. Nice. Yeah, 290. That's awesome. What is the plus goal? Plus points, totals for program qualification are valued at the end of the whatever. I don't even know what plus goals are. We don't necessarily care about that. I'm personally really into analysis like this. We're working on dynamic music system for endless use, so I like seeing what other teams are doing. Yeah. So Queen Anne, definitely check this out. Like, play it for yourself. It's really hard to tell what is happening when you're just watching Tony play. But when you play yourself, you understand immediately. You're like, oh, okay, I was rotating the piece and it's making this noise that fits in with the rest of the backing track. And then you can see like, oh, when this sweeps across and clears, it changes the track in this way. When I get a match, it changes the track in this way. And it builds the vibe of the game itself.
Here's the little chameleons. Let's go.
Yes, chameleon level. The thing I was trying to emphasize, I think at the top of the stream, I don't know if you're here yet, Queen Anne, is that what they do a really good job of here is they sort of like tell a story. You know, you're traveling through these different scenes, and if you do an exercise of saying like what this journey is, and you don't have to tell the player. Obviously, nothing is telling the player what the fuck is happening or why there's chameleons dancing or anything like that. But it leads you as the designer down the road of like what the next board should look like, and it doesn't have to be arbitrary, right? Like, in a lot of ways it is, because you're still making art, you're making a video game. But when you have a little more intentionality in it, and you're like, for instance, in OG Luminous or Remastered, you start with the planetarium projector, and you end up like getting, you know, you're in orbit, and you like come down towards a city, and then you're in like a nightclub. That's where I see like a journey, is that as you're progressing, the music and the rhythm is building, the tempo is building, all that stuff is like adding up and giving you different vibes. And those vibes all channel together with the art, the visual art in the background, in addition to the audio landscape of what they've put together. And to the player, it just comes off as like, this is good. You know, they're not like really thinking about it. That's why it's on us as designers to think about these things and think about how it all like meshes together. That's that vision that I'd keep talking about. Yeah, it's good stuff. Been lurking and enjoying the tunes in the background. Nice. Bright side. You seriously, I've told you, a couple times already during the stream, you got to play some stuff like this because you have musical ability and you know how to make video games. You could make some really cool shit like this, and I think it would inspire you. So check this out. At least Luminous, the cheapest one. If puzzle games aren't your thing, play it a little bit because you need to play it yourself to like really see how all the things like click together. But yeah, I think you have the ability to make something very, very cool because of the types of art that you make. You can make something that's special in the game industry. So explore, man. Get some good ideas. I I gotta turn this up. I need to hear these chameleons. Yeah, come on, Tony. Chameleons in the club. Yeah, or just inspire you to use sound in an interesting way. As you play this game better, the background music gets more interesting. So that's what's cool. Like when you play a little sloppy, the tracks don't really like bang as much. But when you're really like hitting the combos and like you're in a rhythm and you're doing your thing, it just starts popping, and it just sounds so good. It's so satisfying. It like the thing I was trying to say is it helps you hit that flow state where you're just playing. You're not thinking about what you're doing. And I feel like a lot of these puzzle games are, you know, that's the point of them, is that you're vibing and you're trying to hit that flow state so you can just make moves, because it starts getting faster and faster and more challenging. Tony, you should try multiplayer just to see what it is. Even if you have to play random, you know? Hopefully his name's not like some gross dick butt whatever. Burst battle. Oh, look at all these guys walking around, dude.
See if I can do anything but my avatar. I don't think so. Can I go in here? Quick burst. Leaderboard league.
Yeah, Brightside, I'm fascinated by this type of stuff because, like I've said before, I don't have a mind for music and like audio design. So you do, and I think it'd be really, really cool. Like, you'll be able to think about making a game in a different way because you understand music. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand stories, so that's kind of a thing that I lean on really hard. But I think you could make something. It doesn't even have to be a puzzle game. And maybe, to be fair, I haven't played Silent Sonata, but maybe that's what you have going on with Silent Sonata. I know audio is like a very big part of it, right? So I'll have to play it and check it out, because I bet it gives me some feelings that are exciting. Sounds like a lot of math. It is probably a lot of math, especially recreating this game. Oh, you do drop bricks. Interesting. Get him, Tony. Yeah, actually, Silent Sonata's boss battle is kind of rhythm, but I have very little knowledge of that. Awesome, dude. Yeah. So you have some like rhythm gaming components to it? How long is Silent Sonata, do you know? Like average playtime for a new player? Because if it's short, I can definitely play it in a day. It's probably worth checking out for me. Not to be like disrespectful or whatever. I play too many games, so I have to be careful about what games I choose to play. I did for a while try to get myself into that. You should play this game because it's the kind of game you work on and whatever, and it became very exhausting. Maybe 2 hours, but it'll be more because of level design plus. Okay, yeah, no worries, dude. Yeah, easy cop and play for me. So he gets the burst too when you pop burst? Interesting.
I think he just popped his and I popped mine, maybe.
Oh, okay. Like to counter yours.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, he fucked you up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, dude.
He beat you on the burst meter.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That was wild. Well, I guess we're doing 2 out of 3. All right.
It's okay, Tony. We fuck that guy. We hate everyone in chat hates DP3 Ucho.
I'm not worried about it. I ain't some luminous tryhard.
This is a good track. I like this one. A speed run was 28 minutes. Okay. Nice. I mean, I'll be fair. I'll probably spend as much time as possible and just like look at a bunch of things. Not because I'm like critiquing quality or whatever, but you know, when I get intrigued by a system, I'll want to like stare at it for a while and be like, ah, okay. I see what's going on here. I see what you were thinking, bro. You were thinking about bundas and shoulder rolls. Man, the bricks dropping on the sides, that is tough. Oh, this guy's definitely a luminous tryhard. Queen Anne says, I know what you mean. Other fields of knowledge influence whatever you're working on. Our art director used to be a pilot, and I think that makes a difference in how they approach art. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I mean. That's why I try to consume as many different kinds of like stories as I possibly can, because I know that's a strength that I have. So I read, you know, for fun. I don't read like technical manuals. I read like fiction and entertainment and stuff like that. I watch movies. I listen to music. Watch TV shows. You know, the stories. Stories are the most important thing to me. And thinking about how stories are constructed and what the message is. Oh, dude, you're getting him. Come on. Oh, you got him?
Oh.
Yes, our goat with the dub. All right, we're tied up.
Got new shapes too. I haven't seen these.
Come on,
shapes.
come here. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the thing that I'm trying to say about like stories or whatever and experience, especially as an artist. You should endeavor to experience as many different things as possible, especially those that are different from your upbringing and that you're comfortable with and that you're familiar with, because it will help you connect to humanity in as many different ways as possible, or in new and novel ways. And that's like the magic. That's where people go like, holy shit, this thing that I watched or this story I read or this game I played really made me think about life in a different way. It changed who I am as a person. Music in this level sounds like EEPROM.
I agree.
he hit you with the burst, Tony. Be careful. This guy's mad that you took a round off of him.
I think he is.
And he's trying so fucking
Very
hard right
aggressive
now.
this round. Yeah. Oh, that might be it right there. I can see him coming in.
Oh, the
Yeah, there it is.
69 burst, dude. Oh
I
no.
hit that. That doesn't help me. I can't do shit with that. Okay, now I'm out.
Fuck. Dude.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a good battle. You didn't just roll over, you know? You gave him some
Yeah.
fucking what
Yeah.
for? You both got F rank?
yep.
Nice. Oh,
We'll
dude,
do
it was
one-
pretty close.
Do one more and then we'll wrap her up.
Yeah, you don't have to do multiplayer again if you don't want to, but I thought it was interesting.
No, I don't mind. Yeah, it was interesting.
Is there a different
Maybe
kind
I
of
get a
battle?
scrub that like I can actually beat.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, this I think is the only mode that they give you right now. It looks like there's other ones that will be available later. But
The lobby's kind of cool. I like the little guys walking around. It's a little strange. Because, like, why do you need some kind of, like, open world thing? I mean, I guess it's a better visual representation of how many players are in the multiplayer lobby, but yeah, it's fine. I'm taking my feet off, I'm flying away. That's what she's saying, guys.
just taking her feet off.
Yep. My feet off. I don't like that Rosabelle is the cube man. Bunny kind of whack.
I'm getting destroyed on this one actually.
Yeah, Rosabelle's going pretty hard.
Oh, and pop in the burst. Okay, cool. Yeah, game over. I'm not playing very good this round, admittedly.
That's okay. Don't sweat it. You're the goat in our eyes and hearts. Ah, okay. So you drop bricks to get rid of the punishment bricks.
Yeah. Alright, Rosabelle. Sweat ass.
Sweat ass. Oh man, Rosabelle's combos. Fuck, dude. Oh boy.
I thought I was playing okay. It's just fucking destroying me.
Yeah, Rosabelle's very serious. You got the skill-based matchmaking, dude. Ooh, that was a good drop. Stevie, welcome. Yeah, you're catching the tail end of Luminous, unfortunately. But yeah, Tony was playing Luminous Remastered, then he played Tetris Effect, and now he's playing Luminous Arise. So we compared all three, and then he's just trying out multiplayer for the end of the stream. He's putting up a good fight.
I'll go back into single player for a couple more minutes, then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, that sounds good. This is the only game I remember seeing on the PSP. So, dude, I'm just glad you're aware of it. Yeah, the OG. I played Luminous Live on, I think it was 360. I really liked that. So this one's got a little bit of Tetris Effect stuff going on in it. It has this like burst mode that you can do to like get big combos, and it helps you just get out of a pickle, which I think is interesting. And the OG Luminous like PSP stuff and Xbox Live Arcade was really hard because there was nothing that saved you. It was just all your decision making, and you always inherited the debt of the bad decisions you made in the previous levels. So pretty challenging. But what I like the most about it is the match 4 just works well for my brain for some reason. So maximalist in the juice, yeah. But I like the match 4 a lot, and the sound design is just so interesting to me. The better you play, the better the music sounds, because you're in like a rhythm, and you know it's not a rhythm game. You know this. It's not a rhythm game, but it's like it almost is a rhythm game because like it plays better when you play better. It's just so cool. Very cool game design. I'm taking my feet off and flying away. There's also something about a pita. Yeah, Stevie, I'm worried about this one versus I'm hungry too, Queen Anne. That's probably why I'm talking about food. I'm sorry. I'm worried about this game in the context of the legacy of Luminous, because there's a lot going on. This is way more visually noisy than Luminous Remastered or Luminous Live.
That's kind of like what I'm talking about with Tetris Effect too. It's like I appreciate it for what it is, but like in the grand scheme of Tetris, it is not a very good Tetris game.
What do you think the best Tetris game is then?
Honestly, one of the better ones in my opinion is this like a Disney N64 version of Tetris. It has like a lot of different ways to play, and just a lot of them are pretty traditional. Like yeah, it has like the Disney dressing on it, but other than that, it's just normalized Tetris. And the multiplayer is really good. And, I don't know. It was always one of my more favorite ones. Some Tetris games will have it where like some of the blocks can like kind of fall apart like they do here. When I like drop one off the edge, you know, they like fall down to the bottom and there's nothing below the piece. So I want to say that had like a mechanic that would kind of do that on some pieces when you were playing. That was interesting. There's probably some better, more definitive ones, but just every time they make a Tetris game, especially for Switch or something, it's like Tetris 99, which is weird and has this like battle royale gimmick, and you can't just play normal Tetris in it, or it's the Puyo Pop one, or it's Tetris Effect. Like those are the modern Tetris options that we have right now, and not a single one of them has just like play a bunch of different kinds of Tetris. So I don't like that.
Alexei Payetnov would be happy to hear that.
Who's that?
The guy who made Tetris. Oh, prototype development grant. That's awesome, Queen Anne. Good luck. I hope you get it. Yeah, if you do get it, hit me up. Let me know how you got in there. It might not be relevant if it's not like an epic thing or whatever. But yeah. Pitch presentation and the like? Yeah, good. Thank you. Still trying to figure out how to fund this goddamn thing, so we'll get there. I mean, all you lovely people help us a ton, so thank you so much. Sweaty snowman? Interesting. What do you mean by that, Stevie? Also, Stevie, thank you for the feedback on Hyperskate trailer yesterday. Definitely did know a lot of the stuff you were talking about, but it's not bad to say things that we already know. It just helps reinforce the ideas that we already have about what we want to do. So, useful. I do like this track too. Yeah, that's me sweating about trying to figure out how to fund anything. I mean, it seems like you're doing okay. You know, I'm not trying to like put you out there, and feel free to be like, no, I don't want to talk about it. But are you like full-time content creator and that's like what you're doing, or do you have like a day job that you do as well? I know you've said that you have a marketing background in the games industry. But I don't know if you're working on anything right now, and then you like stream in your off time for like just extras. And I know you're doing your own project, which is very, very cool. And you're like teaching yourself and learning a bunch of stuff. But I'm just curious about your experience and like how you got to where you are and where you're trying to go. I was honestly stoked to hear how old the trailer was. Got me really excited for the next one. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've had you know, I mean, it's the reality of the industry. Like, I was talking earlier about how you don't have to be an expert in the medium that you're looking at to know whether or not something is good. Omni was saying, like, suck is in the eye of the beholder. So if something sucks or is bad, it's in the eye of the beholder, and it's just like your opinion, man, right? However, you can counter with, you don't have to know how to draw or paint to have someone look at a drawing or a painting and know whether or not it's good. And that's kind of like a universal truth, right? Of course, not all opinions are equal. They're just not. And some people will just say shit to say shit. They haven't really thought it through. They just have a visceral reaction to something. But anyway, when you're out there and you're making art, that's the reality of this business, is you have to find your audience. You have to, you know, make sure the thing you're doing is good and that it's actually worthwhile. So nice, the chameleons in the club. I was affected by games industry layoffs when the studios I closed last year. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, my whole LinkedIn is full of that shit. Everybody I work with in games is like, you know, they have the green open to work thing on their profile and all that stuff. I've had several of them hit me up asking if we're hiring. It's hard. I wish I could be. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. And with the industry being a bit rough right now, I'm taking the time to build my project, basically living from my savings currently. So it's a self-funded venture as long as I'll be able to do that. That's cool. That's very good. That's kind of the boat that I'm in, if that makes sense. You know, the last game I worked on was Return to Moria, made by Free Range Games and published by, I don't know if I can remember. I don't remember what our publisher was, but yeah. And then I want to say like a month or two before ship, I just like suddenly got laid off. It was crazy. We had these, I would have like a once a month meeting with the CEO, and we like just talk about shit and whatever and how things were going. And I just went to this regular meeting. When I get in there, the HR person was in the beginning of the meeting, like just in the lobby before me, and I was like, oh. this isn't good. And she's like, unfortunately, it's not. And I'm like, fuck. So then I'm talking to the CEO, and he's like, "Do you have any questions for me?" I was like, "Well, I just want to let you know that this was a huge surprise. So I had no idea." And he's like, "Huh? Well, I'm not crazy about that." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is what it is, but like, you got to get your shit right, man. Like, your team is fucking up real bad and placing blame with other people if you think that I was not doing a good job, because I was hired as a senior level designer to be moved into a lead position, pushed me around on 2 projects, and then the role that I had on Return to Moria was a lead designer running a team that was a third-party developer, which that shouldn't necessarily be my responsibility. It should be more of a producer job. So I was doing production, and then they were like, "Hey, you're in charge of animations," and I was like, "I'm a level designer? Why do you have me doing animations?" And they're like, "That's the job, bro." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll try." Like, I'm not a fucking animator. I don't know why you need me to do this, and I don't have any support, so it is what it is. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I thought Return to Moria was a solidly mid-game, and that's not me just like talking shit about people I've worked with. I don't think the creative vision was totally there. So Return to Moria is a fine game. I would say like a solid 6 out of 10. Not a bad game. It's just not, it doesn't do anything new or interesting. If you're really into Lord of the Rings and you're into dwarves, it might be like a 7 for you, or an 8, especially if you have friends to play with. But like, you can't dig anywhere. It doesn't work that way. There's like very specific areas that you can tunnel or dig through anything, and I don't know. It wasn't super interesting to me to work on. And of course, I pitched a bunch of ideas, and I was like, "Here's what we can do," and they're like, "Yeah, none of that works because we're like wildly overscoped and behind schedule." And I was like, "Sick."
All right. Well, on that note,
yeah, I guess we're wrapping up. Thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Thursday streams are hit or miss, but really appreciate you guys being here, and appreciate the conversation as always. Brightside, go check these games out. I think it'll be interesting for you to take a look at with your skill sets. Queen Anne, thank you for talking about game design. I love it. Please keep that conversation going. Stevie, love it when you come through too. So thank you for sharing your experience. Y'all have a good weekend. We will see you next week. Tony got some PCG trees working in Hyperskate, so we'll probably show some of that next week. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys for hanging out. Brightside, I sent you a DM about meeting tomorrow. Let me know if that works for you. Give me like a time, so just so I know and I can be prepared and like ready to speak to you, so that we've got some stuff going. I imagine it will probably be about an hour. It'll likely go longer because I have a lot of words, but yeah. Tony, you got anything?
Nope.
Sweet.
See
Everyone,
everybody next week.
yeah, have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.